Hi, I'm Jane DeVinny, and I'm a 30-plus year veteran of the Central Florida real estate community. I'm here with my partner, Edson DeFreitas.
How you guys doing?
And together we make up the New Day Real Estate Group here at Kylan Realty. Today we are here to talk about the ins and outs of the dreaded distressed properties, of which we've all had some. The first things first is that there's always more time involved in these, and the lack of control for your buyers and your sellers and for yourself can be a problem. But as long as you explain this going in, it will be very helpful.
And it's actually really good for us to talk about it because
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw already, but we just did another video talking about the forbearance,
The special
the
forbearance.
special forbearance, and it's gonna be lifted in a few, probably like one
The
or
end of
2 months.
September, yes.
And most likely next year we might get a few foreclosures on the
Absolutely.
market.
There will be some short sales and some foreclosures. Yes, that they're coming.
They're coming. So I'll be honest with you. First thing about foreclosures. Um, what does it take for you to lose your house, for a bank foreclosure on your house?
Okay, that's a great question. One of the reasons that he's going to be asking me a lot of questions on this particular subject is that I did get the special distressed property designation on my license back in 2008 to help me through the great bubble burst. And it really did, it was very helpful in dealing with the banks on the short sales and the foreclosures. So, yes, I will like answer that question. Of course, every bank is different. But as a general rule, you are 3 months behind in your payment.
Okay.
And you have pretty well called the bank, or they've called you. Believe me, by that point they're getting in touch with you, saying what's going on, and you're realizing that you just can't keep the house, you can't keep up the payments, and that one way or the other you're going to lose it. So at that point, the bank will wait for 3 months, and then they will probably within the next month or two file a lease pendens with the county, which is just basically an intent to foreclose.
Okay.
And that doesn't mean that you still don't have some options.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So if they started the process and tell me, hey, we're gonna foreclose your house, that's it, or is there any other thing that we can do to try to avoid it? Or
Well, hopefully, as experienced real estate agents, we will go to, hopefully, they'll call an experienced real estate agent. You can always try deed in lieu, which is a much less of a hit to your credit.
okay.
You can actually often negotiate, or hopefully your realtor, you will have listed or talked with a realtor at this point, and they will let you know about deed in lieu, and they will also know that in some instances the banks will actually give allowances for moving, and they may allow you to stay in the home for several months while you find another home. There will be quite a bit of paperwork involved with that, and you will have to hand over the deed willingly afterwards. And make sure your realtor knows to make sure that you are released from the credit, the major hit to your credit.
Okay.
Um,
In writing, always
in
ask
writing,
in writing.
always writing, in writing, especially from a mortgage company. So, but the only other caveat to that is that if you do stay in the home, you must keep it up in good condition, and you will put that in. They will put that in writing, and you will agree to that, and they will hold you to that. So, but deed in lieu is probably the easiest way to handle it and the least hit on your credit. You can negotiate for a short sale where
I
you.
was gonna ask you, is it short sale? Is it would be an option? And
Of
what is
course.
actually the difference between a short sale and the foreclosure itself?
Okay, a short sale involves basically hopefully the bank asking the bank to work with you, and they're going to say and to accept a price that's lower than maybe what you owe, but
Hmm.
it's market price. So
And who sets the price?
the bank
The bank will
the bank
always
will
set.
always set the price. You have really no control over any of this. Neither really does your realtor. They'll ask for some comps from the realtor, but they'll do their own comps and their own in-house appraisal.
So if you got any offer, it's not even the seller that's going to decide on the offer. They
The
need
seller-
to send that to the bank, and the bank gives
seller-
you a yes
the-
or no.
That's exactly right. The seller will sign on it, but only after the bank approves it, and it's called an approved price. Now the bank may very well counter it, or they may also come back and with a different price, which is not the one that's on your contract or the one you want to see, but they have done their calculations, and this is the only price they will accept. and the short sale.
So basically a fixed price.
They'll fix the price, and it'll the smartest thing for the realtor to do at that point is to, in the very first section of the comments on the MLS, let the other realtors know this is a bank approved price, so they know that they're not just
Wiggle room to negotiate. There's
exactly
nothing.
this is what it's going to take to purchase this property. So it's always easier to deal with showing and making offers on a foreclosure when you have the approved price. Unfortunately, it means that the seller and that poor realtor has gone through the process of getting it denied or maybe a counter that they couldn't live with.
But and if you have to do any repairs to the house, who does it? Is it the seller that needs to do, or is it the bank they're gonna do by himself?
Right. Well, basically, if the seller has a faucet that's shooting up at the ceiling, they'll have to fix that. But the bank generally will not do any repairs. If they're asked to do repairs, even if it's accompanied by an inspection report from a buyer, often if it's absolutely an egregious latent defect, the roof is literally falling in, they may at that point try to work something out with the incoming buyers. They don't like making repairs. Occasionally they will, but they'll try to figure out some other way to get a discount into the deal. Either lowering the price or whatever. But they will do no cosmetics, and they will do no minor repairs, period, even if an inspector says, hey, this is tied into into what should be done by the seller.
And do they actually do their own home inspection before they list the property?
No,
or
not usually. Sometimes they'll do a drive-by. That's not unusual at all. They have people that will actually drive by, take pictures of the whole community, but especially of that house. Who knows? Now maybe they use drones. I have no idea. They're everywhere, but not really. I've never known them to send an inspector in. They wait for the buyer to do the inspection. And of course, their favorite thing is cash, no contingency buyer.
oh yeah, that's amazing.
That's amazing.
And actually, one thing that some people don't realize that before, is there any kind of extra cost to the buyer when they're purchasing a foreclosure?
There certainly can be. The first part of the way to sell it to a buyer as a realtor would be, of course, you're getting a really good deal on the price. But the bottom line is, yes, many, and this is again, mortgage company to mortgage company, there is not a standard here. Some will not pay, most will not pay the Florida 9 endorsements. A lot of them won't pay the title insurance. So that will all come as part of the paperwork from the bank. So it can be, disclosed to the buyer. So that, yes, there are often extra costs there.
Oh, okay. And if I'm the seller,
Yes.
well, just lost my house to the bank, foreclosure.
I'm so sorry. Let me tell you another one in 7 years. But
Okay,
meanwhile,
yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
how does that affect my credit? How long it takes for me to be able to buy a new house?
Well, a standard time is 7 years. It will stay on your credit reports. Now, I have heard after 5, some mortgage companies will work with you. You may pay a little bit extra in your interest rate, but it's quite a hit to your credit.
And is there any way that maybe if you talk to the bank, they won't report your credit, or they always gonna report it no matter what?
They're going to report that foreclosure, unfortunately.
Okay.
So it's going to be on your credit, and it will be something that you will have to deal with for probably a minimum of 5 years.
5 and 7 between.
Yeah, I would guess that. That's certainly been my experience or what I was told. I'd like to see that change, and I hope that maybe at some point it will.
So basically, on a foreclosure,
Mhm.
the bank determines and fixes the price. And the short sale, you can actually try to sell and make some profit of it, or
No
you
profit.
just
All profit would go to the bank. Basically, the profit goes to the bank. The seller does not make money on a short sale.
no matter what, you're
No
just
matter
losing
what.
money and
Right.
all the money that.
But you don't take as big a hit to your credit.
Okay, so the only thing is just
The
your
other
credit.
thing is, while it's listed, of course, you're going to have showings and that invasion, but you also can stay in the house longer.
Oh yeah.
And then, of course, there is the option of putting it into a bankruptcy, which will, of course, drag it out for much longer. And people have done that. But eventually, they're going to lose the house.
At
You
some
pay,
point.
you stay. You don't, you won't.
Basically.
So that's about what we have to say about ins and outs of distressed properties. It's a difficult topic. There's a lot that we haven't covered, because there's so much to cover.
And it's based case by case as
Yeah,
well.
absolutely, case by case, mortgage company by mortgage company. So if you find yourself dealing with distressed properties, it certainly can be done, and they can be closed successfully, and you can help that owner as best you can. So just do the best like I say, do the best you can.
Try to do a short sale at least, so you don't affect as much your seller.
Yes, absolutely, because deed in lieu, you lose out, let's face it, unless you sell the foreclosure further down. So that's it for our distressed property video today. We hope you've learned something or gotten some information that can be useful in your real estate. So we say goodbye now.